All right, Lindsay, before we get into the college football stuff and the NFL nickel packages, Detroit Lions, we ride. It looks like everything is settled. The dust is settled. The roster stuff is all kind of shaking itself out. The practice squad has been filled out to a degree. We ride right now, Lindsay. I know where you're at, like in generalities. You say put your name on it if you think that this team is it. Do you think this team is it?
I do. I think they're the real deal. I
to
really,
this day.
I think the fans should really understand that what the entire process we've watched happen right before our eyes, starting with the draft, starting with building from last year, all the things are lining up with this team having a special year. How special remains to be seen, but I really think, all things being equal, injuries and all the things that have happened, J-Mo's out. When all the pieces come back together, man, I think this can be a really dynamic team, and I think they'll, I'm looking for them to win 12 games. I think they'll win 12 games.
Okay, so you are putting your name on it.
I'm putting
and
my
that's
name
Lindsey
on it.
Hunter.
Damn it, I'm stamping it.
Noted 49ers fan, Lindsey Hunter, stepping up. We have
For life.
We have a 49ers question in the nickel package, as a matter of fact. That answer 14 says, I'm in complete agreement with Lindsey. And I'll say this. For me, Danny G, can we do no rod all week, every week? We'll debate on that.
No.
We're going to do Wednesdays with flannel, though.
Yeah, we're going to alternate. Wednesdays, 1 week with flannel, the other week with
rod.
Yeah.
Lindsay, again, Albert G41. Neil, you just found out about Eastern Market. I went down there for the first time. I mean, other than like a tailgate scenario, I went down there for the first time like on a Saturday and just kind of bumped around. And it was fun. It was a lot of fun, man. Tons of stuff to do and all of that. But Lindsay, for me, I'm trying to come up with the proper term for it, where as we get ready to ride with it's game week now. Like, it's game week, everybody. I still don't. Do people recognize that? I feel like people don't, because I don't yet. Maybe because it's a holiday weekend. I don't know.
It's a holiday weekend. It's a different feel. Nobody's in school today. Kids running around everywhere. There's, everybody, Monday will be off. But the Lions play Thursday, right?
Correct.
Hey,
we're inside the week, man.
Let's go, baby. Let's gear up.
Eric Burrow says Thursday win. Make it a 14-3 season. So we're firing the engines back up again, I see. Because you notice, I wish I had like a flow chart of it. As the season ended, it was up here, and into the draft, it was up here, and then we kind of took a dip a little bit,
right?
But then when training camp started, boom, we shot back up.
Back up.
We were like my cat at 5 a.m. My family's cat. I mean, we were just shot out of a cannon, which he was again this morning and every morning. But then I felt like when preseason started, and certainly the roster situation, as that kind of shook itself out, we kind of took a dip again.
Yes.
But I'm glad we're talking about this right now, because here on a Friday, I feel like the people are getting me going again, because I don't want to call it a malaise. The Labor Day probably has something to do with it. BMG's going to be on the golf course tomorrow. Hacking away, knocking them back.
Absolutely.
We're playing in a golf outing together later on in the month.
Yes, we are.
You better be good.
See, Neil, you've inspired me. I've been talking to some friends, and we've been talking about taking golf lessons.
You're thinking about getting in there. Lindsay, I'm telling you, all the professional athletes I know that do it, it becomes an obsession.
And that's what I'm afraid of.
Because y'all aren't used to not being good at stuff.
I'm an obsessive person. Like, when I start something like that and I'm not good,
it's good. It's embarrassing. It's anger.
It kills me. So
Yeah.
I don't know
You're
if
a competitor, Lindsay. Just
I
say
know,
it.
man.
You don't like to lose. So
No,
when you
no,
start,
absolutely not.
You're not going to want to quit because you want to
Absolutely
win.
not.
This man shoved his son into a wall in a
absolutely.
pickup basketball
with
game.
no shame.
And doesn't apologize for it.
No
Celebrates it.
apology.
Yes.
Celebrates it. He did.
Yes.
Brandon says 11 to 13 wins for the Lions. Anything less is a disappointment. Anything more is insane. And I know, like, people seem to have their fine windows. And to me, it's pass-fail this year. I'm not setting a number to it. I'm not saying it's got to be 11 wins or more. I have one simple goal: win a playoff game. Yes. Get there and win a playoff
Playoffs?
game. Yes. You win a playoff game, pass. You don't win a playoff game, fail. It's very, very simple for me. And I know like a lot of people will say, well, Neil, expect more. Do you think other NFL teams? We're not other NFL teams, guys. I don't know. And this will be kind of my mantra all year long, Lindsay. We're not other NFL teams. You got to crawl before you can walk. And I want this playoff win thing over. I feel like that's a cloud over the organization.
No,
I do.
I agree with you saying, but
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I also think that we've been thinking about what you just said. You have to crawl before you walk. That's been the process a lot of times. Oh, you have to build and you have to. But now it's kind of different. You see some teams they skip steps. They skip steps.
Right.
So
and because that would be what would trigger me a lot of the time. I'd be like, when, and there was a clip that we had out here that went pretty viral where I was like, when is it our turn? You know, like you see the Seahawks rise from nothing and the Giants win a. When is it our turn?
Yeah,
like that's what I keep building back towards.
You see the Bengals jump from nowhere to relevance, and now it is your turn. This is now, Neil. It's time for the Lions to rise from the ashes.
Yeah, and it does. I mean,
pound their chest, raise up, Simba.
That's what I want. I believe the great urban philosopher Young Jeezy said it best. I used to have nothing. Now I got a whole lot of everything.
Exactly.
Like that. When is it our turn?
It's your turn now.
Okay, Lindsay.
The time is now.
I thought I would. And look, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm coming full circle right now. I thought I would be further along in the Stoke process than I am right now.
No, you talk yourself out of it every
I do.
single
I'm doing
day.
it now. I'm doing it now.
You get excited, then you bring yourself right back down to earth and say, you know what? No, they have to show me. I've suffered too many years of disappointment to believe that we can be a Super Bowl contending team. I'm just looking for us to win a playoff game, and that's a pass. That's what you
That
just
is
said.
a pass. It is a pass for me, yes.
So one playoff game and out, that's a pass.
That's a pass for me, yes. This year, yes. And I know that runs counter to what we just talked about.
Yes.
When do we get to rise up and pop off and get to the Super Bowl?
Because to me, I mean, you win one playoff game.
Man.
You win one playoff game and you think like, oh man, we've arrived. Is that what you're going to be thinking?
Yes.
Oh
Yes.
wow. That's selling yourself short, man. I'm not in the mindset of thinking winning a playoff game and I'm okay. That's like us being in the NBA thinking, man, can we just win a playoff series and we'll be okay? I can't live with that.
Yeah, but
even if we don't win the entire thing,
But Lindsay,
I'm not settling for just winning.
when we had Jerry Stackhouse and came from the depths when Joe Dumars took over and Christian Laettner and stuff and playing the Hawks in the playoffs, at that time, that team, yes, a playoff series win was enough for me because it signified that we were through the darkness. You know what I'm saying? Because the Pistons franchise, as you know, kind of Isaiah took everybody on his shoulders and willed this city to greatness in the greatest time of the NBA. Right. And time ran its course. And that ran its course. And the next thing I knew, it was teal uniforms and Orlando Woolridge out there. With all due respect to Orlando Woolridge. He was a pro.
No, he was a pro.
He was a pro. Absolutely. And all the people I've talked to said he was a pro. But if he's your one, you ain't winning. No. All due respect to Orlando Woolridge. You agree with that, right?
No,
that's fair. Okay. If that team would have won a playoff series, that signifies we're through the darkness now. And it did. In retrospect, Lindsay, it did. Because look what happened. Now, they didn't win. They lost to the Hawks in 5, I believe. I forget the exact year. But it did. Like, that signified that, okay, we've turned the corner and we're ready to go. It did, Lindsay, it did.
Maybe, I don't know. But it went worse after that. It got worse.
For a second, yeah.
Yeah, it got bad. And Joe made some trades and, kind of circled the wagons and went and had a great draft when Tayshaun finally.
Yes.
Got Chauncey because people thought he wasn't what, he turned out to be. Got ripped. Lucked up and got Ben Wallace because Chucky Atkins was the main cog in that draft, in that trade, right?
Right.
For Grant Hill. Wow, which was amazing to say we traded Grant Hill.
But, and it won us a championship.
Yeah, it won us a chip, and
never forget.
But that's my point though. I think that team when it was assembled, nobody thought that we're gonna win a chip. I think people were thinking like you. We're taking the proper steps.
I was pissed. Oh, was I pissed, Lindsey?
We're taking the proper steps to become a contender. But all of a sudden, it was like, bam, a trade here. Oh, we got Rasheed Wallace.
Yeah.
Whoa.
But I was pissed at Grant Hill for tapping out.
He didn't tap out. No, he didn't tap out.
But I come from the Isaiah school.
Yeah, but
You know what I'm saying?
You know, there's a lot of backstories to that.
I know.
We're gonna go
one
to
day.
a bar and we're gonna talk about it.
Yeah. See, now we're talking.
And I will give you the real.
Okay. Hey, we'll do that, man. We'll do that.